Anong gusto mo?
Hello! Good evening! Kung kakain ka in a day and you decide na magkakaroon ka ng isang carbs lang, ano yon at bakit? Dahil Miss Universe, kakatapos yung Miss Universe na yon, if ikaw yung Miss Universe contestant at yun yung tanong, kung meron ka lang one carb to eat in a day, ano yon? So, yung tip number 15 natin of our Health Gain December, one choice of carbs to pair with your main course. So, usually, mga ulam. Number one, only veggies, vegetables. Anong favorite vegetables mo, Mabi?
Lettuce.
Lettuce? Ikaw?
Lettuce.
Ano na yung sunod?
Talong.
Talong. Tortang talong. So, only vegetables or 1 cup of rice or 2 slices of bread or isang half cup or half dessert o di kaya isang glass ng Coke o hindi kaya, wala tayong brand. Soda, isang brand ng soda or juice. Pili ka lang. Kung sa juice, isang baso lang. Kung sa dessert, kalahati lang. Kung sa bread, 2 slice lang. Kung sa rice, isang cup lang. For the whole day na yan, ha? Pero kung sa only vegetables, unlimited. So, kahit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bowls, pwedeng-pwede. Bakit? Because kapag yung carbs ay nasusobrahan, tataas yung ating blood sugar. At kapag tataas yung ating blood sugar, tataas yung ating insulin. At kapag parating mataas yung ating insulin, pwede tayong magkaroon ng inflammation, especially na December ngayon. Sa mga hindi pa gustong magsimula ng kanilang health journey, kasi December pa daw, I think all the more you need to equip yourself. Kasi even if it's December, you're actually able to maneuver in such a way na kung kakain ka man ng mga happy foods o yung mga festival foods during party na lang. But during those days na walang party, hindi naman siguro ganun kadami yung Christmas party nyo no, ngayon as compared noon, then you can actually better stay low carb, safe list during the days na walang party. So, ano yung carbs mo today, Mabi? May kinain kang carbs ngayon? What did you choose?
Pistachio.
Pistachio yung pinili niyang carbs. Pistachio sa lahat ng mga nuts, yung pistachio, kasoy, at saka mani. Those are parang high carbs. Mataas yung kanilang starch content kasi as compared to others. And also, sila rin yung medyo malinamnam. Pero kaya nga, if kakain ka nun, you have to be mindful of serving. So, sa pistachio, wag lang lalagpas sa 10. Hindi naman nakasampu. Nakasampu ka na ba? Na pistachio? Nakasampu na. Nakasampu na. Ikaw, what did you have?
Yung sa ano kanina, yung sa lettuce at saka sa ano. May carbs pa din yun, di ba?
Lettuce, vegetables are carbs also. Pero yung carbs dito, complex carbohydrate mostly. Per 1 kilo ng lettuce, nasa 30 grams of net carbs lang yan. Mauubos mo bang 1 kilong lettuce? Hindi, nasa 100 grams lang ata yung serving ng lettuce. Sobrang laki na yun because it's very fluffy. So that 100 grams will only give you 3 grams net carbs. Sobrang konti lang as compared, for example, sa 1/4 cup ng pistachio ay merong, nandito, 4 grams net carb. So, kakaunti lang. But anyway, as long as you are already mindful, yun yung mga things that we can learn from the masterclass. Hindi lang basta-basta susundin nyo lang yan and then feeling nyo safe na kayo. It's a matter of you knowing, including how to read labels. So, like this one, meron tayong 3 nuts dito kasi pumunta kami galing kaming SNR, in Iloilo, at doon lang kami makakabili ng nuts. So, anong oras na ngayon? Ngayon pa lang kami kumakain. So, this is Brazil nuts. Per serving, like isang ganon, isang dangkot, it's 30 grams. 4 grams total carbohydrates, 2 grams yung dietary fiber. So, 4 minus 2, kasi yung dietary fiber, hindi naman siya convertible into calories. So, 2 na lang yung matitira. So, only 2 grams net carb per 30 grams. Ito naman, yung macadamia. So, yung pinili namin yung mga walang flavor lang masyado. So, dry roasted with sea salt. This one, ganun din. 28 grams, 4 grams net carb. So, 2 2 grams net carbs kasi yung 4 is dietary fiber. Ito yung pang-caution list kasi pistachio, mataas sa carbs at saka flavored pa. Nako, yung amoy niya parang taters. Sige, 3 grams yung fiber per 7 grams of net 7 grams of carbohydrates per 28 grams. So, nandyan is nasa 4 grams net carb. So, double yung carb. So, whenever you are faced with food items na medyo mataas yung carb content, you just have to be mindful. Kailangan alam nyo kung paano magbilang at paano ito ipasok sa inyong budgets ng pagkain. So, today, ito yung kinain ko kanina. What time is it? At 6 o'clock, yung pagkakatapos ko ng live, dinalan ako ng pagkain ni Bobby. So, yung dinala niyang pagkain, I'm not sure if klaro ba. So, that is nilagang baka and homemade na Spanish bangus. Spanish bangus, no? Sobrang ano. So, ayan, Spanish bangus. So, 3 hiwa ng tiyan yung naubos ko. Yung isa, 3 hiwa ng tiyan ng bangus. Malakas talaga akong kumain, kaya marami akong energy. Yung isa, nandyan, kinakain niya ngayon. Yan. And ngayong gabi, after nating mag-live, we just had a meeting and nag-meeting kami online pero nandyan lang pala sila sa labas and kumakain ako. Kaya umakyat sila dito. And yung kinakain ko, eto na lang natira. Kukunin niyo na sana. Pero wait lang, ipapakita ko muna. So, eto ay low carb bread. Okay? It's a dense bread. So, nakita nyo, wala siyang mga butas-butas masyado. It's a very dense bread na low carb bread made of almond flour and coconut flour na galing sa LCF Essentials. So, check nyo lang po. LCF Essentials PH. Meron niyang UKP Mix, Ultimate Keto Pastry Mix. Kahit ganun gagawin mo. Biscuits, cake, is especially for the holidays, we don't ano yung ahig niyan? Ano na yan? We don't always recommend you eating goodies. Pero we understand na ngayong mga holiday season, sobrang nakakalungkot naman no kung KJ na KJ kayo habang silang lahat ay kumakain at kayo hindi na kumakain. So you can eat provided you eat low carb. Mag-prepare din kayo ng inyong dessert para hindi kayo matempt. In times na alam nyo na may hirapan kayo, those are acceptable moments. If hindi pa talaga kayang mag-completely say no, you can dedicate December as your totoong harvest season. But mind you, kailangan that comes January and majority of times of the year, dapat kayo ay nasa safe list parate. Huwag basta-bastang dahil for example, you are already able to bake these goodies, ay parati nyo na itong kakainin. Hindi.
Exception.
Oo. Nasa Pilipinas na talaga tayo, no? Merong toko. Ano yung toko sa gecko? No, sa ibang lugar hindi ako nakarinig niyan. Ngayon lang, uwing-uwi na talaga, nasa bahay na talaga ako kasi meron ng mga toko. Anyway, when it comes to our food list, I hope you get to choose. And if ever hindi man kayo makakapili, pwedeng none of the above, okay? Pwede pong wala dyan yung kakainin mo. In fact, today, wala akong nakain nga dyan eh. Wala akong veggies, wala akong rice, wala rin akong bread, except for the low carb bread. And wala rin akong dessert and wala rin akong glass of juice or soda. Ito lang. Tubig lang. Sapat na. Basta cold and very refreshing water. And of course, yung pinaka-goal talaga natin is hindi lang basta kayo ay gumaling. As a doctor before, I used to think na yung goal ko lang ay makapagpagaling ng mga pasyente, mabigyan sila ng gamot. But now, my goal is different. And that is to help you heal yourself. Na kayo na mismo ang magpapagaling sa inyong sarili with the right guidance, with the right knowledge. And it doesn't need to be hard. Hindi kailangang mahirap. Kailangan lang muna open-minded tayo. Parang networking lang. Open-minded ka ba?
Tutulungan kita.
Tutulungan kita. Yun ba yung ano niyan? Yun ba yung continuation yan? Open-minded ka ba? Tutulungan kita. So I don't know, but I'm sure open-mindedness was one of the things that I am thankful about kung bakit din ako na-open up sa lifestyle nito. Before, I was also very hesitant. Ayoko rin every time na nakakarinig ako ng anything anti. Kaya nga nagpapasalamat ako sa mga nagsasabi diyan, hindi naman siya internist, hindi naman siya nutritionist, hindi naman siya dietitian, hindi naman siya cardiologist, hindi naman siya endocrinologist. And actually, I am grateful. Nagpapasalamat ako na I am not into that specialty, na nagkataon lang na my specialty is actually away and far from those specialty. Kasi I think, no, knowing myself, if siguro I'm already embedded very deep sa ganong profession, if my specialty, for example, is nasa nutrition talaga or nasa diet, siguro hindi ako magiging open to other approach. It is because yung lahat na napag-aralan ko, lahat ng ginugol ko na panahon is just on that. And opening myself up to something na hindi ko pinag-aralan, hindi ko pinag-investan ng aking panahon and aking time and aking money and my training, it would somewhat be insulting to my part. And that's why I am happy and nagpapasalamat pa rin ako na when I found out about the amazing benefits of low carb nutrition and fasting, yung specialty ko is ENT and head and neck surgery. Yung mga sipon, yung mga problema sa tenga, sa lalamunan, yung mga bukol sa lieg, and all of those are somewhat quite far from diet, only to realize later on na all of those din pala has something to do with our nutrition. But initially, I thought hindi sila directly related sa pagkain. That's why I also opened up myself sa learning when it comes to proper nutrition. But when I learned already and accepted how nutrition can play a big role sa ating health, kung paano siya nakaka-impact, then that paved the way na yung mga sakit pala sa tenga, yung rhinitis sa ilong, yung GERD, yung LPR, laryngopharyngeal reflux disease, na parati naming sobrang hirap naming i-treat as ENT specialist before. Parang wala ata akong successful patient na naka-treat ng ganon, even with 3 months of omeprazole, 3 months of kung ano-anong PPI, walang success rate na 100% the way low carb nutrition and proper fasting did. So, yun ang importance with proper knowledge, and I hope you get to introduce that to yourself at sa inyo din and sa inyong pamilya. Kung kayo ay naniniwala na sa low carb and are thinking of inspiring so much more, kaya nga lang nahihirapan kayo mag-convince ng iba kasi you know, because you know that you can accept it, that you can just follow it, and you can do it on your own, pero nahihirapan kayo to reproduce the process, to duplicate the process kasi nga hindi pa ganun ka-adequate yung ating knowledge. Then I invite you to join our masterclass. That is where you can have a sustainable knowledge. I think before, yung mga 13th month pay ko before, wala kang 13th month pay, no? Kasi sa barko ka before.
Barko.
Wala. Ikaw, Mabi, naka 13th month pay ka before? Ano ang ginawa mo sa 13th month pay mo? Naalala mo pa ba?
Kalimutan.
Wala na. Wala na. So usually, we invest our 13th month pay into something else, and over the years, hindi mo na maalala kung saan mo to anong pinagkagastusan mo. Although, in fairness with me, yung 13th month pay ko talaga for the last 5 years, nakalaan na yan sa insurance, sa maintenance ng sasakyan, at saka sa, ano pa ba? Yon, sa mga payables. Insurance ng sasakyan, maintenance ng sasakyan, and then medical insurance. So, yun. So far, may napupuntahan naman. But now, I'm so happy na yung wala na akong, hindi ko pa na-maintenance yung sasakyan ngayon. Speaking of, but yung medical insurance, kasi yung medical insurance na kinuha ko, it becomes investment if you don't use it. So, before, I'm just considering it just as a medical insurance. Now, I'm sure na that medical insurance will become an investment in the long run because I know I'm not getting any unhealthier. I'm not getting sick. In fact, we just maintain, no? Oh, and then kung merong mga times like we've just had a series of feasting, although nakaumad-timad pa rin naman, but eventually kung alam natin na we ate a little more, we just fast accordingly. Just like last night, alam nyo ba, last night, hindi na sana ako kumakain kasi nag-close na ako ng window ko. Pumunta, kasi magkaiba kami ng sasakyan. Pumunta siya sa aming sasakyan, nagdala ng almonds, nagdala ng kung ano-ano. Kaya ako, kapag nasa tabi ko yan, hindi ako makakain din. So, kain lang ako ng kain. It ended up na sila, kagabi, midnight, midnight, di ba? Midnight. Kaya dapat close na yung window ko earlier, but nabuksan. So, natapos akong nagkakain ng kung ano-anong nuts na yon by, yun na, nasa barge na tayo.
Kasi nag-ano din siya, no? Yung isang coach, nagtanong kung anong gagawin daw sa Noche Buena na kasi circadian daw siya. Pwede ba ganun daw?
Ayan, because of course, we know na circadian fasting talaga yung kailangan natin. So, circadian fasting is yung night before sundown, dapat tapos na yung kumain. And yung bulk of water intake naman, at least 2 hours before bedtime. So, umiinom pa ako. So, hindi ba naman ako matutulog ng 11:30? I usually stay up late. And although ideally, the best rest is from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., but it will also be acceptable for those who need to work midnight, especially sa may mga taong naka-night shift. Magkakaroon lang yan ng adjustment. So just know na when it comes to water intake, kung pwede, magkaroon ng break ang inyong tiyan, hindi kailangang sobra-sobra yung inyong water intake 2 hours before bedtime, and yung food intake naman 4 hours before bedtime. So that's why kung Noche Buena, if you consider that as a special day, as a special night, you can just enjoy. Isa lang naman yung one day. But that is also important that you develop a habit of really doing your daily regular fasting, like 16 hours or 18 hours, so that sa time na you will enjoy your Noche Buena with family, complete yung buong clan at lahat-lahat kasi fully vaccinated na kayo at pwede na kayong magsaya, you can enjoy most of it knowing na hindi yon makakasira ng inyong pangangatawan. And of course, if you want to help others more, you start with yourself and you become an educator, you become an advocate as well. I invite you to be a part of our LCF Masterclass, the Low Carb and Fasting Masterclass. Tapos na natin yung 7 diseases, no? So they can already watch it on demand. Hindi nyo na kailangang mag-antay. So we have diabetes, 21 days. Ano yung mga success rate mo sa mga patients mo? Di ba marami kang kino-coach? Ano yung mga maaalala mo lang? Ang dami na kasi, hindi ko na maalala. Ikaw na lang magkwento. Ikaw magkwento.
Sige. Yung sa yung lately kay sa PCOS, sa GERD. Yung sa GERD, sa 7 days daw nag-continuous attack yung acid reflux nila. Yung sa naman natin sa experience na within 24 to 48 hours mawawala, hindi na talaga atake yung acid reflux kung gagawin mo lang instantly yung
protocol.
Yung protocol. Ang protocol po doon, clean low carb nutrition. Then yun, hindi na talaga bumalik at saka circadian. Tapos yun tuloy-tuloy na hanggang nawawala yung niya.
Hindi naman mahirap, di ba?
Hindi mahirap.
Yung una lang, kasi yung thinking lang ng tao, kailangan kumain sila parati. Because we also understand na yung mga may GERD, they were able to experience a time na wherein sobrang sakit talaga. Na parang,
tapos hanggang likod daw sakit.
And then dinadala sila sa ER. That's why we understand na meron kayong mindset na kailangan yung kumain agad-agad, kumain yung parati, mayat-maya, kumakain kayo. We understand that, but actually that is not sustainable. So, our circadian fasting, you can watch our video about it, yung 18-6 circadian fasting, and also the right foods. But kung hindi yon enough for you, then I suggest you go with our masterclass para malaman nyo talaga. I think the mindset thing of the masterclass, yung day 1 na malalaman mo kung saan ito nagsimula, bakit ganyan.
Yung maano mo talaga lahat, maintindihan mo lahat, tapos i-incorporate mo na sila sa buhay mo. Yun talaga yung yung success.
And instantly in 2 to 3 days, wala na.
At saka nawala yung pati stress kasi yung pangkatambal ng GERD, yung
anxiety, yung stress. Grabe talaga.
Na talaga. Tapos yung husband nila, yung positive daw yung aura niya. Mga ganun yung mga comment.
Yeah, meron akong napanood na podcast, narinig na podcast just recently, relationship nutrition. So, when your body is not so dependent on sugar, kasi kung parating nakadepend yung brain mo in sugar rush,
Mm.
nag-fluctuate. So, bigla-bigla umiinit na lang yung ulo mo, naghahanap ka ng away, at kung ano-ano yung pinagagawa mo. Pero, the moment your blood sugar is stabilizing because you are no longer fueling on glucose, wala. Everything is good and happy and awesome.
At saka si ano, yung diabetic, yung sabi ni Pangga,
Oo.
na dati daw si brother niya daw, nung diabetic pa, sumisigaw lang bigla, gano'n.
Habang nag-uusap sila,
Oo. Yun, ngayon wala na daw.
sobrang
Okay na, cool na daw.
suplado, no? Sobrang
Mm.
suplado.
Oo.
Speaking of, no, I remember, 'di ba si Papa noon, na we
Papa.
always know na ano siya, na very labile yung kanyang mood. Hindi mo alam kung magagalit ngayon o happy ba ngayon. Ano ba 'to? Celebration ba 'to? O time ba 'to ng pag-away lang o pagagalitan lang tayo? Because you'll never know. And later now, we understand, depende lang pala sa kanyang blood sugar. Kapag
Mood
bumabagsak
swings,
na
oo.
yung blood sugar. And the worst part is actually hindi bagsak yung kanilang blood sugar. Mataas pa din. Kaya lang hindi na ganoon kataas. Because yung kanilang blood sugar, sanay sila na sobrang taas na ng kanilang blood sugar. And that is where the importance of having not just a blood sugar na below 200, but a stable blood sugar even after eating. So, even after eating, hindi kailangang lumagpas ng 200 ang inyong blood sugar. You can be okay with just 120, 130. Depende, of course, kung ano yung blood sugar mo beforehand, but it should not go beyond 30 grams per DL increase from your baseline. And those are the values na ino-offer namin to give you in the masterclass. And we cannot provide that with everyone because kailangan na ito ay structured learning and we have a weekly interactive session for us to guide you. Hindi namin ma-attend lahat ng questions ninyo as much as we want because hindi namin malalaman kung ano yung inyong history. Hindi po basta-basta ang pag-change ng diet abruptly because, for example, kapag bigla-bigla niyong winala lahat ng iyong carbs at wala kayong proper preparation with your fluid intake, with your salt intake, with your protein and fats intake, kasi nga, alam nyo na masama si carbs, pero takot pa rin kayo kumain ng karne, takot pa rin kayo kumain ng taba. So, ano na lang yung kakainin nyo? Wala, kasi takot na kayo lahat. And the real knowledge will come from knowing kung ano yung mga pagkain na dapat talagang katakutan at kung ano yung mga pagkain kinakatakutan natin noon pero hindi naman talaga dapat katakutan as long as they are not eaten together. High carb, high fat food intake is the deadliest of all combinations. Kung kumain man kayo ng lechon, wag na lang kumain ng rice. Kung kakain man kayo ng rice, wag kayong kumain ng lechon. So ano ang pipiliin nyo? Ako, I will always choose lechon. I will always choose ulam. I will always choose isda, itlog, karne, manok, ano pa ba?
Kambing.
Kambing. At kung ano-ano pang ulam over rice. There's no happiness for rice anymore for me. And for those na sanay naman kumain ng kanin, try to ask yourself, which is more important? Yung kanin, yung masasave nyo sa pagkain ng ulam, kasi isang ulam lang yung kakainin nyo, tapos dalawang rice, or dalawang ulam yung kakainin mo, walang rice. Pero eventually, you are making sure that your body blood glucose level is stable, is normal. Walang risk. Yung isang ang nagsabi, I think si tita, na nag-low carb na ngayon because she started na ayaw talaga niyang mag-low carb. Although nag-low carb siya, but everyday umiinom siya ng soft drinks, yung puting soft drinks. Kasi daw, yung advice sa kanya ng kanyang doktor, bawal uminom ng cola, ng soda na may kulay. So, yung soda daw na walang kulay, okay yon. So, for the longest time, for 20 years, yun yung ginagawa nila. Until such time na nagkaroon na ng diabetic foot. Na to think wala naman siyang diabetes, but meron ng non-healing wound. And that's already diabetes actually. But now, naka-low carb na, and yung pinapalit nila, sparkling water na lang, soda water. Speaking of, parang nauuhaw ako. Gusto ko sana ng soda water, kaya lang wala na mabilhan. Meron ka ba? Wow, really? Oh, wow. May ice ba yan? Mami. Thank you. Alam nyo, kapag meron talaga kayong gustong hingin, sabihin nyo lang talaga, it's being provided, no? You'll never know kung kailan mabibigyan yung inyong panalangin. Never lose hope when you ask for something, pray for it, and be open to accept, no? So, nangyari ngayon, live yung wish granted. So anyway, yung tita namin na yon ngayon, naka low carb na siya, wala na siyang soft drinks, yun na lang, yung soda, plain soda water na lang yung iniinom nila. Kasi I think gusto nila yung carbon. Ako din, before when I first tried soda water, sparkling water, yung carbonated water, ayoko rin ng lasa. Feeling ko, ano ba namang klaseng tubig ito? Nakakasakit sa aking pisnging, malaki. Pero eventually, kapag ininom mo pala siya with lots of ice, it removes the umay also at nakakadighay yung parang satisfaction na nakukuha natin sa pagdighay. So yun, but it's not necessary ha kung wala kayong access sa ganyan. It's okay. Pwedeng wala lang ganon. And yung paana nga niya, tuyo na ngayon. So yun yung sinasabi natin. If you will choose to eat carbs that are high in glucose, high in total net carbs, are you prepared for the risk? Meron ka bang allowance for extra spending sa hospital, for extra medications, for maintenance medications? O di kaya, are you willing to risk your life? Because if you continue to eat those carbs, baka ibig sabihin nun, little by little, we are shortening our lives. Maraming nagsasabi, yung lola ko, 80 years old, kumakain ng kanin araw-araw, okay naman. So, kamusta naman yung mental processing ng lolo at lola? Hindi naman po ulyanin because by research, marami pong nakikita na intake of grains coming from rice, coming from wheat, with gluten, even corn, ay linked to Alzheimer's disease and dementia. So, yung lola ko din, everyday kumakain ng rice, 86 years old na ata. Wow, is that mine? Asan
Yeah.
galing yan? Stocks ko pa yan noon?
Yep, stop
You
na.
think? Ha?
Yes. stop
Talaga?
na to.
Wow! Hindi ko alam na meron pa palang mga anik-anik. Cheers! 'Di ba? Parang soft drinks, no? Pero wala talagang lasa. Tubig lang. Thank you. Magkakapatid naman kami. So, okay lang. Sharing is loving kami. And also, for those nga, yung lola namin, ganun din, may Alzheimer's. Hindi niya nakilala yung kanyang mga anak, hindi niya nakilala yung kanyang sarili, hindi niya nakilala ang kanyang mga apo. So, yun. And somewhat ngayon, although pwede namin siyang i-low carb, but it's a big decision to make because if she will regain her consciousness, if she will regain her awareness, we don't know also. We cannot make that decision for her kung okay lang ba sa kanya. If bigla-bigla ma-realize niya that she already lost 4 of her children, 4 no? 4 of her children because of diabetes, yung asawa niya wala na, and she is also already disabled kasi nagkaroon siya ng hip fracture. So we don't know if that is a good decision. But yes, you can live long by eating rice, but the quality of life that you will have, that's also a different story. And your identity, kung ano yung nasa isipan mo, kung ano yung nasa utak mo, your personality will actually shape your life. So kahit pabuhay ka, you're breathing, you're there, nakakalakad ka pa, but if you do not have that awareness, that proper thinking, then what is good with living? Kung ganon, you are alive but not really living. So, hindi man ganon man siya kalalim, pero yon ay related kung anong carbs ang pipiliin mo today, because it's not just about the carbs, it's also about the insulin, it's also about the blood sugar, it's also about the inflammation, it's also about developing that habit of choosing your foods well on a day-to-day basis. Maraming ibang bagay na kailangan i-consider, and those are the things that we want. Our vision actually is to have at least one family member per household knowledgeable about low carb. That's the only way for us to really improve our health as a nation, as a race. Kung hindi, I don't know. We will just, sayang, we will go into devolution. Nag-evolve tayo into modern day humans na sobrang amazing, sobrang gagaling. only to succumb to death related to too much food intake, especially with the wrong foods. So I hope you can help spread the advocacy. If you are already part of our masterclass, thank you for joining. And don't forget to share the lessons and learning with your family members. Yun yung sabi natin, no? Hindi tayo nagdadamot. Kung pwede pa nga lang, gumawa kayo ng inyong sariling family account at i-share nyo ito sa whole family para lahat ay maging knowledgeable about this way of life. And if ever hindi pa kayo nakasali, make sure you can join, as this could be your greatest investment that you can really thank yourself and maybe thank also your family members will also thank you later, as this one will save you. Sa mga coaches natin dyan, hello, magandang gabi and good morning. For those that are in the USA, especially si Kuya Jazzy namin, yung aming adopted brother na nagkaroon na kami ng adopted family in Iloilo. So kindly share to with our other community members yung experience niyo with the masterclass and how you think it helped you and how you think it can help others. It may cost a little, but that amount is tantamount to possibly one life, two lives, or the whole lives of the whole family. Because for us, no, yung sabi natin, if ever we are still eating the same way, I don't know. Baka nung nagka-COVID tayo, baka hindi natin yun na-survive. No? May fatty liver ka na before. Ako, pre-diabetic na.
Yes.
Uric acid, mataas. Overweight si Bobby. And merong mga kung ano-anong tumutubong aches and pains. So, we don't know. Maybe most likely, kung hindi man natin yun, kung ma-survive man natin, baka na pa-hospital tayo. 1 billion kaya minimum ngayon sa pagpapa-hospital. Kung hindi man, dun sa public hospital where you will be lining up and sobrang congested. I work in a public hospital, so I know the situation there. So, buti na lang, asymptomatic kami. Hindi nga namin nalaman na nagka-COVID kami. It's just that nung nagpa-laboratory ako with antibodies, yun, positive with IgG.
IgG positive.
IgG positive, recovered. So, IgG is long-term immunoglobulin na nag-indicate ng immunity or some antibodies developed against infection. Yung mga bagay na yan, alam nyo ba, you can also learn that from the masterclass. Natutunan mo yan. Nagustuhan mo ba yung lesson about autoimmune? Autoimmune.
Mga soldiers.
Mga soldiers and weapons. Ang kaharian. So, it's going to be a storytelling and at the same time, a series of learning, something that you can retain. Hindi lang yung, I think the best part of learning when you're already an adult, yung hindi ka na estudyante, iba yung retention, no?
Oo. Parang naging bata ka, naging happy ka kung may natutunan ka.
Yeah.
Oo.
Because I think nung bata pa tayo, when we are still student, we consider studying as a responsibility. At saka, we take it for granted and of course, my training is still like a student, but I'm the one paying for it and all that. Pero when you are still a student, sobrang ganda pala ng buhay, no? Magsa-study ka lang, and then may baon ka, may pagkain ka. Minsan, pwede kang utusang maghugas ng pinggan. pero hindi siya yung parang, yung responsibility mo talaga is pag-aaral lang. So now, whenever there's opportunity to learn, no, and it's something that you really want, sobrang iba yung learning at ma-appreciate mo talaga. And now, you can really choose the ones that you would like to really learn because you will know now na this kind of learning, hindi lang siya pang exam lang, hindi lang siya pang project lang or pang score lang. It's really something that can help you with your life. And you just don't know. Baka yung only one lesson na yan that you choose, yung iba sa atin doon, they enroll just for weight loss, like yung isa sa ating LCF na masterclass enrollees na nag-meet and greet. Hello po, Ma'am Roda. Nakakamiss na, no? Ilonggo. She's Ilongga actually. Na she enrolled just for weight loss and naka-schedule na sana siya for operation sa kanyang trigger finger. And after 2 months of low carb, nawala. Yung trigger finger niya, okay na. And then yung frozen shoulder niya, alam niyo ba, per meet and greet, merong isa, at least one na merong frozen shoulder na nawala. So meron silang mga frozen shoulder noon, and then sa Davao, I think 3 sila yung merong frozen shoulder, that when they did low carb, nawala yung frozen shoulder nila. Yung uso din doon, mga payat na may fatty liver. Marami din ganon. And of course, weight loss, it's across the board naman niya lahat. Yung iba, nag-clear yung skin. So, sobrang ganda talaga. And I think, kung hindi man nila nasabi, but all of their disposition is really positive. Sobrang saya and they're all very happy and very positive lang. At sobrang ganda ng kanilang mga aura talaga. So, I'm really thankful for each one of them. Kung iisa-isahin ko, so sobrang dami, no? Nasa almost naka 100 lahat yung participants natin in our meet and greet. And I'm so happy na I get to be a part of you. Hopefully, mauulit next year and mas marami pa tayo. And all of our admins, of course, we have Andrew and Alvin here. And also, for those who would like to join our masterclass and enjoy with our masterclass, nasa LCF Masterclass by Josephine Grace, Chua Rojo, MD po na page yun. And don't worry, kahit po page yan, we just centralize it. But sila pa rin yung magre-reply dyan. Kung meron kayong paborito sa kanila, just mention them and sila mismo a-attend sa'yo. We have Coach Angela, Alvin, Andrew, we have Mabi, we have Tin, we have Arky also. And they will be the ones to answer you. So, just send them a message. Yun po, para walang confusion, para isa lang tayo. But if you wish to ask them, nandyan lang din sila sa comments. Feel free to reach out to them so that we will know how we can tend to you. And for today and starting tomorrow, if ever, wala naman sigurong party, no? Na ibang Christmas party sa lunch, ibang Christmas party sa dinner. Or kung meron man, wala naman sigurong Christmas party sa breakfast, lunch, and dinner. At most siguro two meals yung inyong Christmas party at hindi naman yung sunod-sunod. So at most, you can have 2 meals or 2 Christmas party. And good thing with Christmas party, may lechon, may manok, may ham. You can maximize those meat para makuha ninyo yung inyong good quality protein intake. Try to avoid the sauce. Huwag masyadong mag-major in gravy and sauces. Try to be prioritizing only the lean meats. At kung sa fats man, only the good fats, the ones already embedded in the pork belly, the ones already embedded in your steak, o kung saan man. Only choose the natural fats. And as for me, yung wish ko lang talaga every party, no, sana may salmon. Yun lang talaga. Pero hindi naman, never ako nagda-demand talaga. It's like, ano lang yan, ko lang yan, secret wish ko lang yan, sana may salmon. Kapag man nakita ko salmon, sobrang saya ko kapag may salmon. Kasi mahal eh. Mahal siya dito and it's my favorite fish. Pero yung totoong paborito ko, para sustainable, bangus lang. Para nandyan parate. So, ipapanindigan ko, paborito ko, bangus lang talaga. Para madali lang ma-achieve ba? Ano? Yung kaligayahan. At saka boneless. Yeah, speaking of yung homemade na Spanish sardines na bangus, Spanish bangus na sardines, kahit boneful siya, magiging boneless kasi it's pressure cooked. So, sobrang lambot. Nakakain mo na lahat. And before we ask, nagtitinda, tinanong, what oil do you use? Pero papunta pa lang sanang magtanong si Angel. Nakita na nila, meron na silang previous conversation. The seller pala already inquired with the masterclass before. So, they are already following Life Without Rice. So, even before we ask, they are already using coconut oil. So, sobrang ganda. So, kaya yung natira sa'yo, wala nang masyadong oil kasi inubos ko na. Konti na lang yung natira. So, yan. So, that is our for today, tip number 15. So we are already halfway of our December. Huwag na kayong maghintay ng New Year's resolution, okay? Start anytime. If napapanood nyo to ngayon, maybe it's really for you. Hindi lang ito basta timing lang o nasa accident lang na napindot nyo ito. Maybe it's really for you to really start. Baka kung mamaya pa kayo mag-start, baka on January pa, baka nasa hospital na. Although I'm not saying na ganyan, no, I hope it won't happen. But as my experience with hospital, grabe talaga yung influx ng mga pasyente after New Year. After magkaroon ng holidays. After series of holidays, a week after that, sobrang dami ng pasyenteng nagkakaroon ng stroke, transient heart attack. And they all blame it on lechon. Ay, nako, kawawa naman si lechon. Kawawa naman si ham. Kawawa naman si turkey.
At saka sa mga alcohol, pa.
Yun pa yung biniblame nila na when in fact, kinakain nila ito kasama ng kanilang mga alcoholic drinks, all of their Oo, and then their desserts, and then yung lechon served with a lot of rice pa, and kinakain ng sobra-sobrang soft drinks, unlimited. Naku, and they all blame the wrong foods when in fact those good quality proteins, they can be your best food as long as wag itong kakainin kasabay ng mga tawag namin diyan sa Ilonggo, panulay. Sa mga wag itong kainin kasabay ng mga panulay. So, try to search kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng word na panulay in Ilonggo so that you will understand. But yes, try to eat those proteins only as is or together with good kinds of carbs, which includes unlimited vegetables, green leafy vegetables, low carb vegetables, cruciferous vegetables. In local terms, ano, kangkong, alugbate, malunggay, ampalaya, pipino, ano pa? Pechay, cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, kung mushrooms, hindi halfway, hindi natin alam kung ano ang mushrooms, kung tanim ba yan, o tao ba yan, o ano yan. Hindi natin alam kung ano yung mushrooms, but it's made of proteins. Oh, meron akong mushroom doon. May binili akong mushroom doon. Nakita. Legumes, yung mga mostly mga beans, starchy beans. So, avoid those because they are a lot of starch as well. So, yun lang muna. I think kailangan na silang umuwi. Hinahanap na ba kayo ng inyong mga anak? Iniwan nila yung kanilang anak ko. Naku naman. So, we have to go para magawa nila yung kanilang responsibility as parents. Even if they don't look like parents na. They're so young and so cool looking. So, that's it for tonight. Thank you so much. Any last words, Mabi? Meron ka bang gustong ibilin sa kanila? You're pregnant, diba? Kailangan ko sila i-remind that you're pregnant because you don't look like pregnant. You're pregnant. Pagkita mo tami mo. It's so cute. How many months na yan?
7.
Going 7 months. So, third baby? So, no. Let's inform them ba? What's the difference now as compared to your previous pregnancies?
Mas lighter yung feeling. Tapos, before, yung meron nire-recommend sa akin na mga emergency meds. Nauubos ko siya sa isang month, mga 20 tabs. Ngayon,
ano yung emergency meds? For what daw?
Kung sumasakit,
pampakapit.
Oo. Kasi palaging sumasakit. Ako, hindi talaga.
Hindi ngayon.
Hindi talaga.
Tapos ganda ng skin mo. Of course, plus the skincare. You follow Mabi on TikTok and may Mabel Rojo for skincare regime also. Pero sobrang ganda talaga. Diba? So, naka-low carb ka? Pinipilit ba kita?
Hindi.
Kasi baka akala nila pinipressure ko kayo. Hindi. So, ano yung usual mo na lang kinakain for those who are also pregnant?
Yung sa mga lettuce, favorite ko lettuce, yung laswa, ano pa yun?
Yung laswa din
ground
yung
pork, egg.
Every day egg.
And pork.
And pork ulit. Ilang beses talaga yung pork. Favorite talaga. At nag-whey protein si Mabi. Paminsan-minsan. Whey protein isolate. Yung zero sugar pa din. And ikaw? Meron ka ba?
Pareho lang kami kinakain.
Pareho lang kami. Kasi si Engineer Andrew K, meron siyang page. You can follow him also. Engineer Andrew K, si Rojo. So, makikita niyo yung pangalan namin. Magkapatid talaga yan. So, hindi ma-deny. And meron siyang series na Bon Appetit. So, yung everyday, yung kinakain nila.
Low carb meals.
Low carb meals. So, everyday low carb meals. Makikita nyo doon. It's usually pambahay low carb meals that you can get an inspiration from. So, yun lang muna for tonight. Maraming salamat. Even if we are already a little too late. So, magte-10 na. Kailangan na kayong matulog para makuha nyo yung inyong circadian rhythm na 10 to 2 a.m. Sa mga na-meet ko during the meet and greet, parang kasalanan ko pa sinasabi, Dok, kasi Dok, pag uwi ko, nanonood ako sa iyo at naabutan ako ng madaling araw. So, hindi naman yun. May bukas pa. Wag ganyan. Let's not do that. So, thank you very much for all of your support. Maraming salamat, Raquel, Angel Heart, Ilio, Ellen, and many more. Maraming salamat, Beth, Collie, Irene, Charito, Imelda, Evangeline, at marami pang iba. Good night, guys. Thank you so much. Till next time. Remember to Always stay
Stay
low
low
carb
carb
so that we all stay
stay
safe.
safe.
Bye! Wait. Maglagay muna tayo ng ano dito. Nasaan na kaya yung brand? Para makita ninyo. For those who wish to join our masterclass. Here we go.